Speak of the Hat Man here. Okay, it's been just over a week since I put my last upload about my heart attack and dying and coming back to life and blah, blah, blah. And I've been back to the hospital. So, yeah, what's been happening? Well, my ribs are getting a bit better. I'm still waiting for the painkillers every 8 hours to take the ibuprofen and the paracetamol. So I'm still in pain, but not as much, and I'm able to be more able to do things, really, to be honest. I'm back in the bed because I wasn't sleeping in the bed when I last created the video. I was sleep sitting up. So things are on the mend. But on Wednesday, a few days ago, I had my appointment to go to the into the hospital, to the cardiac centre, where I had an appointment to have 2 stents fitted. 2 stents. Okay, so I was absolutely bloody terrified. I won't beat about the bush. First of all, I thought I'd be in too much pain to lay down and have the stents done because my ribs and my shoulder were still hurting. And then I was actually terrified of having it done as well. I was a little bit claustrophobic and everything about it. But I needn't have worried. I mean, I did ring up the designated nurse as my contact point, and she said, no, well, just go in, take your painkillers, go in, explain the situation, and then maybe they can give you something for it or sort it out. Well, I went in, and they just basically accepted they were going to do it. They hadn't really discussed it, but the doctor did come around and discuss it with me, and he said, yeah, we can give you some sedative, we can give you morphine if you need it. So I walked in. I was waiting for about 3 hours before I got my time to go into the operating theatre. It's a process, having stents, that is done while you're wide awake. So they said, lay on the bed. So took my shoes off, got onto a step, onto the bed, laid down. And it didn't hurt my ribs, it didn't hurt my shoulder. I wasn't in great pain, but I was absolutely petrified, absolutely scared, terrified. I was shaking like a leaf. I mean, I've never been like this before. I've never, ever shook like this before. I guess it's understandable. You know you're going to have open heart surgery or heart surgery. But I was petrified. So I tried to talk to them as much as I could. Do you want a sedative? They said, oh, no, I can't have it. I don't want a sedative. But they did give me a sedative. I said, I don't need the morphine. I'm not in pain. They said, well, what would you like to listen to? What music would you like? And I'm like, so terrified, so ripping terrified. I couldn't think. And then suddenly it hit me. I remember that I actually like a piece of classical music. It always makes me calm down by Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto number 2 in C minor. If you want to listen to it, it's a really good piece of music. So I asked them, could you play that? And yeah, they found it. And they started playing it. At one point it got a bit loud and they turned it down because it couldn't bloody work. But yeah, it was like, and the doctor was telling me, and he's a fantastic doctor. I won't name him in this video, but he's a fantastic doctor in the Northeast. And the top doctor, really. And he kept telling me what he was doing. I knew then they'd done the first stent. The first time they did it, it took about an hour and a half to put the first stent in when I had my heart attack. Put the first stent in about 25 minutes. About another 20 minutes later, he put the second stent in. And then he showed me the x-rays, or the x-ray machine of what he'd done. And there was a tiny, tiny gap, and they'd widened it with the stents. It's amazing what they can do. It's absolutely amazing. Well, I don't know why I was so worried about it, but I was. I mean, I can't argue about it. I was totally worried. So I came out into the sort of ward, the outpatients ward, if you like. And they said, you've got to wait 6 hours before you can be sent home. So they brought me out a sandwich. I think they brought me a cup of tea. I can't remember, to be honest. But they brought me a sandwich anyway, an egg sandwich. So I ate that egg sandwich. I was starving. I only had a banana. I had to be there at 8:15. So this was about 1 o'clock by then. And I had to sit and wait for another 6 hours. I had a chap next to me I could talk to who was a support of another football team. So he talked about football. There was people in 4 blokes in the ward, and we had a chat. And eventually, one by one, they went home, and I was left. I was the last one. I was the last person to go into the operating theatre. I was like, what am I going to have for my dinner? Or a tea, as they call it in some places in the UK. And they come round and said, what would you like for your tea? And I had a casserole and a what was it? It was a crumble. Yeah, rhubarb crumble. casserole wasn't particularly, there wasn't much salt in it, but I didn't ask for any salt. I guess there's a reason for that. Crumble was amazing. But yeah, I got fed, so that was even better. Now, since I came out from my heart surgery, I've lost half a stone, 7 pounds, about three and a little bit kilograms. So I'm definitely losing weight, which is an important thing to do. I still can't drive, but they said 1 week. So next Wednesday, the 13th of May, I'm looking so forward to getting back in my car, being able to drive somewhere. I've got an appointment actually in the hospital, a follow-up appointment in a hospital nearer me about the heart, so I can drive there. And then I'm on to the last of my pre-diabetes. I won't get started on that, but I've been sent on a pre-diabetes course for the last 9 months, right? Because my blood sugar was a little bit high. It's come down now. It's done its trick. I've learned a lot about diet and about food, about exercise and things you should be doing. One thing I did learn was that you should be doing some exercise for your muscles, because as you get older, your muscles start to waste away. And if they waste too much, then, that's it for your life. You're gone, really. So you should be doing exercise with rubber bands and all sorts of things, whatever you got to do. So I learned a lot on that pre-diabetes, but I just get a little bit upset by the term, because you can't call something pre-something unless you're going to get it. So syntactically, I think it's incorrect. Grammatically, it's incorrect. It should be diabetes prevention course, not pre-diabetes course. But anyway, that's syntax. That's syntax. That's grammar. It upsets my nerdish mind. But anyway, yeah. So I've got everything, haven't I? Really. I've also got gout. I take so many tablets. I take 7 in the morning and 2 at night. Not counting painkillers. So yeah, I've had my stents done. I'm going to be on the road to mending now. I think once I've got myself a bit better, I should be able to do some more reviews of hotels or restaurants. I'd still like to go and do a little bit of filming outside of buildings and all this, but that's on the back burner at the moment. But overall, yeah, it's amazing what they can do. I've had 3 stents in. I should be a lot better now. I should start to get a lot better. Once these ribs and shoulders start to ease up on the pain, I'll still have my bad knee waiting for a replacement, but I'll be back in the game. I'm a gamer. I've respawned. I'm back here. I've respawned after one death. I'm back in the game. I'm going to have a better game. So yeah, here's the thing then. What have I learned from this? I've learned that I need to eat more healthily. I need to eat and lose weight, because I am significantly overweight. A lot more to go, but even though I've lost, and apparently since last year, I've lost 11 kilograms in a year, which is, I suppose that's not too bad. I don't know how that is. That's 22 pounds. That's a stone and a half in a year. Well, yeah, so I'm on the right track, even before the heart attack, I was losing weight slowly. But it's a little bit faster now, I hope. So yeah, so what have I learned? I've learned you got to be, you can't have everything you want all the time. You got to eat more sensibly. A lot of the time, you eat more fruit, salads, healthy vegetables. Limit yourself on some of the things like chips and bacon, fried foods. But I'm still, I'm still in the game. I'm still enjoying them when I can, and I'm still here. So that's my update. There hopefully will be no more updates unless I go to this hospital appointment next week and I learn something new about what's happening. My follow-up appointment with the hospital I went to for the stents is in 3 months. I've got to take certain tablets for at least a year. Others maybe we'll see what they determine, what they want me to do. Luckily for me, I'm now in the UK. I don't pay for my prescriptions, or it'll be costing me quite a lot of money every month, I guess, which would be a pain. So if you like what I'm doing, and I do want you to subscribe, I have got 750 plus, looking for 1,000 subscribers for the next landmark. I do need you to subscribe. What I'd like you to do is subscribe, ask for updates, and possibly even share the videos, because it could be there are other people that are suffering, that have been that have had heart attacks or heart issues, you know, I'm happy, and I'm a good, you know, I've gone back, I'm happy again, everything's good. So you can, you know, share it for them. And about weight loss, you can share it for those, because I've been eating sensibly and I'm still losing the weight. Please, if you know anybody that'd be interested, send them the video, let them look at it. Hopefully they'll subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. And it won't be long before I'm out there doing proper videos again. So take care, stay safe, see you soon.